November 9th, 2023 at 5 p.m. Ms. Lopez, can you hear us okay? Ms. Irene, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. I would like to make clear for the record that this meeting is being conducted by teleconference with optional public virtual attendance. In addition, we have one board member attending from a private meeting location under AB 2449 due to just cause. I will now call the meeting to order by conducting a roll call vote of board members present. AB 2449 requires the board by a 2-3 vote to approve the remote attendance of Board Vice President Irene Lopez due to just cause. Do I have a motion and a second to approve this meeting? Second. As such, Mr. Martinez makes the motion, Ms. Rosario makes the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Vote passes 5-0. Okay, Dr. Potter, would you please lead us in a roll call?
Thank you, President Palistique, and good evening, everyone. Beginning with Board Member Antonio Martinez.
Present.
And Board Member Rudy Lopez.
Here.
And Board Clerk Zenaida Rosario. Present. And our Board Vice President, Zunine, Mrs. Irene Lopez.
Present.
Thank you. And Board President Rosalia Palistique.
Present.
Madam President, all 5 board members are here.
Thank you, Dr. Potter. Item number 3, corrections to the agenda. We are going to be pulling and correcting several items. Motion and then read the items out?
No, what we can do is I'll make the motion to pull consent calendar 13A.4 to correct the first sentence of the recommended for the consent calendar item 13.1. Purchasing report to say approve, ratify the following purchase orders incurred by the district during the period October 1st, 2023 through October 31st, 2023. And the third correction is the first sentence of the recommendation for consent calendar 13E.2 expenditure report to say approve, ratify the following purchase orders incurred by the district during the period October 1st through October 31st, 2023 for a total expenditure of $1,909,253.30. And that's my motion.
Okay, and I'll make the second on that. Any questions or commentary on that one? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0. And for any public comment on closed session items, there are none. At this time, the board will recess into closed session in accordance with section 54954.5 regarding 5.1 conference of labor negotiators, 5.2 government public employee discipline, dismissal, release, and reassignment, and item 5.3 anticipated litigation. I'll make the motion to go into closed session. Second. Take place where we make the vote on this.
And we normally do with that,
Normally.
so we need a reset or closed session.
So, did I make the motion?
Yes.
And Ms. Rosario made the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes. We are now going into closed session at 5:04 p.m.
Yeah.
nothing to report on. I would like to make clear for the record that this meeting is being conducted by telephone with optional public, virtual attendance. In addition, board member attending from a private meeting location under AB 2449 due to just cause. That would be Ms. Irene Lopez. And I will go ahead and do the roll call. Ms. Irene Lopez, Board Vice President. Ms. Irene Lopez, are you present?
Yes, I am.
Vacation, right?
Thank you. Mrs. Fernanda Rosario. Mr. Rudy Lopez.
Here.
And Mr. Antonio Martinez.
Present.
And I myself, Rosalia Calasita, am present. At this time, we'd like to call Jimena Fernandez to lead us in our flag salute. Let's give her a hand.
Please stand up when you pledge allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart, ready, begin. I pledge
Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America.
of America and to the republic.
With liberty and justice. Thank you, you may all receive.
Thank you. Are your parents here, Gina?
Yes.
Would you like to have a film? Can you take a photo?
Let's give you a minute. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you for being brave, Jimena. I can be scared getting in front of people, but you did a great job. At this time, we're going to move on to item number 9, board recognition and distinguished champions. 9.1, Willow student and staff recognitions. We'll begin with the Willow Student Council officers.
Good evening, board members, President Palacio, and Willow staff and San Isidro staff. I really want to talk a little bit about our students. Put on my glasses because, can't see anything anymore. We began our journey when one of our teachers started talking to our students about getting involved and making changes here at Willow School. So it was a great campaign. She just transformed the area and made the students feel like they were part of a democracy. She put together voting booths. It was just amazing. And all our students went up there and took their turns voting. And these students really, we've met several times. We had a big fair, a big festival last week, and they were part of that. We're gonna have another event next week where they're also gonna participate in supporting our movie night with PTA. So they are movers and shakers. So I really like to congratulate and bring up to the stage our treasurer, Yaret Martinez. Our secretary and also our agents students, Ms. Jimena Fernandez. As you can see, she's very nice, has everything in check. Our vice president, Valentina Ramos. And just a little bit about the next gentleman that I will be announcing. He has won all our hearts at the school site, and the secretaries and our campus security and our psychologist. We have all heard him and had a conversation with him at some point in the last 3 years that we've been here at Willow Town. And he has really shown a lot of growth in being mature and handling this position in the best way possible. And I really want to thank him for putting in the effort. Noel Martinez.
Ready? Congratulations. Los padres que quieren tomar fotos, por favor. Yes. Great job.
Board President and Board Superintendent Potter, Cabinet and members of our audience. This is a very special night for Miss Cornelia Rodriguez, and she's been a principal here, and she's very, very dear and loved by her community, her students, her staff. And it is her turn to recognize her staff.
I know that it is always a cliche, right, that you say that, behind every great principal is a great staff, but it's not a cliche for Willow. It's very true. We are a force to reckon with, and I can't wait with our new principal. They're gonna support them and just be amazing. We just click. They are great. I can't, believe it or not, I'm at a loss for words. They are wonderful, and I love them all. So I want to take the time to recognize my right hand, the person that just holds all my secrets and has been so kind to me. My administrative assistant, Erica Aviles. Next to her, of course, is our partner in crime, Miss Marcela Talamantes. My eyes, my ears, my everything. This week, we celebrated her, we loved on her. She has a lot of messages from the students that she serves, and trust me, she is everything. Christine, here, there. She couldn't be with us tonight. No, I was here. She couldn't be with us tonight. She was feeling a little under the weather, but she has really organized our parents. She has really worked hard, made herself very accessible to everyone that walks through that door and needs support. Our outreach consultant, Ms. Darlene Herbert. The next person I want to recognize is someone that we inherited through our San Diego Promise grant, but she has fit right in. Her mother was someone that I loved working with and is very much part of our team, and I don't know what we would do without her, so we need to keep those funds coming so we can have more of her around. Miss Carmen Perez. The next person I want to recognize is another one of my left hand, the person that drives around while I walk around. Just kidding, I'm kidding. He is amazing. He has such great rapport with all our teachers, but most of all with our students. And that is something that you can see and feel every time that a student approaches him. I'd really like to recognize our campus security, Mr. Frank Piazza. We have, someone that couldn't make it today, but she is also a really big part of our staff. She, one more time, grabs a walkie-talkie and goes wherever she is needed, our LPN, Ms. Norma Lara. Alongside her, we have our health clerk that is always very good with her paperwork, has everything in line, and I love her organizational skills, Ms. Paola Little. Another person that couldn't be here, but she just, anytime we need her, she jumps in, she helps us in the office if we need support, with students, she's open during lunchtime to support kids and reading, is our librarian or our Ms. Claudia Montes. The next person I want to congratulate and be a distinguished champion is a teacher that has been more than just the intervention teacher for our school. She has been the student council representative, the spelling bee coordinator, the PTA organizer. I mean, she is just everywhere, and I'm so happy that she is part of our school and focusing on our students. Ms. Lourdes Quesada. I'm gonna say this in Spanish so they can hear the message that I have to say, and if you need me to translate it, I'll translate it. Las siguientes personas que voy a reconocer son mis candidates. Ellas en realidad son mis oídos, son mis ojos, son mi voz. Ellas están allí todos los días. En veces no tenemos suficiente personal para cubrir y ellas están cubriendo una a la otra. Y Ms. Rodríguez, voy para acá, yo voy para allá. Es algo muy bonito de ver en un equipo y espero que así siga y continúe en ese equipo. I would like to recognize for my wonderful campus aide, Ms. Guadalupe Gallardo. Ms. Luz Medina. Ms. Mimi Romero. Ms. María Ábalos. Ms. Ana Castellón, que no puede estar con nosotros. Ms. María Vicky Pérez. Y Ms. Lidia Hernández. Please, another big round of applause for my amazing staff.
Right at this time, we will go ahead and move on to our next item. Thank you all for being here tonight for this presentation, by the way. Move on to public comments. And these are public comments on open session items. For board policy 9323, 3 minutes may be allotted to each speaker and 5 organizations. If translation is required, we will allot time for that. We can say that and an additional 1 minute to be granted. First is Marisela Cali and Diana Flores. Hi, I'm Marisela Cali, and I kind of know most of you. So my name is Marisela Cali. I'm a moderate severe teacher at SMI.
My name is Diana Flores. I'm a special needs teacher, and I teach students with moderate to severe disabilities and from kinder and first grade.
So we teach students with various disabilities, and that's including autism. So we're excited for the new playground that is being built at SMI. However, we would like that for next time, please consider our students when a project like this is being done. We'd like to take the opportunity to thank Dr. Bravo and Mr. Madera for the support during this challenging time for our students. We are mainly here to voice for our students. We have 5 moderate to severe classrooms with approximately 60 plus students that are being affected. It has been a bit traumatizing for some of our students to see the playground being demolished. I had students crying and saying no recess, no playground. So it's very visible when this demolishing is happening, and my students could visibly see it, which is to me heartbreaking, because how can you explain that to them, right? So we have also been having demolition going on, and it's very loud. There's one Montsevier class that is right in front of the playground, and the noise is extremely loud, which again affects our students. Students with autism have low tolerance for loud noises. Some Montsevier classrooms have been going to the CDC playground. We would like to thank Ms. Judy Pretzer for letting us use the playground after school. The CDC playground only works for our younger Montsevier students. The upper grade Montsevier students have been staying in the classrooms and doing sensory activities and or playing in open space areas where it's not safe. We are requesting safe areas for our students and equipment to keep them busy and entertained to replace the playground for the moment. Safe areas will be gated areas where our students can run and play safely. Please consider the fact that we do have students that elope. We have a list of equipment that will help us help the students with this transition. We understand that we need to be flexible. And we're trying our best. We are making our students be flexible. Why couldn't we hire a company that could be flexible and work on the weekends or be open to work after school hours? Well, thank you for listening to us, and this is mainly voicing for our students. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to follow my members of my organization, the Sons and Women's Club. Good evening, board members, including, Mr. Board Member Rudy Lopez, and our clerk, Zenaida Rosario, and our board member, Antonio Martinez, and our president, Roselia Palasiki. I practiced it, but it didn't come out perfect. And of course, our superintendent, Dr. Potter. we're here, our topic, and before that, I need to introduce our members here. We have our Sunny Student Secretary and also former Administrative Secretary. Laminata. Gabby Gregory. And also our former Vice President of the Women's Club, and now she is a member, but she's a very important member. They're all members of our committee, our scholarship and incentive awards committee. And that's Martha Huckle. She was also a Willow teacher. She taught right here. How many years did you teach her? 39 years. And she's still working. She still comes to the, she was invited, I think on Halloween to come to the Halloween, they had some kind of production, so she was there because it's always ready to help Willow, her favorite school. She haven't been to school, but that's one of her favorite. Then we have another board member that, as she's our third vice president, is Maria Maicavena. So they're going to be, holding up things for us. I'd like to start out by saying this is our, our very important Gloria veteran, and she was also a teacher here at La Mirada. She was there, I think she was there, you were there, you were at La Mirada? So there were we have two La Mirada people here. And how long were you there teaching?
Well, here 26, but 39 children.
39 total and 26 years. So we try to recruit people from retired teachers to come and help us with our scholarship and incentive award. In fact, tonight I was talking about endowments. We got something very special. Okay. And my name is Alice Delatorre, and I'm the vice president of the San Isidro Women's Club. We're here officially to inform the board of San Isidro that the San Isidro Women's Club has formed an endowment agreement, very important agreement, endowment agreement with the San Diego Foundation, a very reputable foundation. And we are most proud to announce that the San Isidro Women's Club Grace Cordina endowment has become a reality. It became a reality last week when we signed the documents. We will be making our first deposit of money of $125,000 with another $100,000 coming. So that means we'll have $250,000 in our endowment. All right. We are most thankful that Grace dedicated 23 years to join after working 23 years as a superintendent. He decided to come to become a member of the San Isidro Women's Club. Grace became the founding member of the Scholarship and Incentive Award, as well as the Teddy Bear for Kids Project. We're very proud to say we have awarded over 500 scholarships in the last 23 years and 17,000 Teddy Bears. We just purchased 1,500 to give out on December 8th. The idea of establishing an endowment was decided when Grace stepped back from being our chairperson. She was our chairperson for 20 years as a scholarship and incentive awards project. Grace's dedication, commitment, and passion give back to the San Isidro community established her legacy. And at that time, we decided that we were going to raise $500,000. We're halfway there for our legacy, and hopefully to reach our goal in 2023, which will only reach half our goal. We already have $250,000. So we're very well into our goal. All right, the endowment principal of $250,000 and hopefully 500 by 2024. 1 year we hope to get the other. The endowment will last forever. It is created in perpetuity with the San Diego Foundation, and they will protect the The purpose is very important, which is to annually distribute the interest each March from scholarship and federal awards for eighth grade and high school students. The distribution of the scholarship and federal award will continue people with responsibility of assigning to the Women's Club. So it's always be the same. Always get the interest of $250,000, which will amount at 5% of, when we have the 500, it'll be 25,000 a year. And each year we spend about 25,000 in scholarships. We give each child in eighth grade, recommended by the teacher, two per teacher. We get about 30 nominations each year, and we give out the 30 nominations. We give $100 and a nice letter. Okay, so I'd like to have our members here to give you a packet. We'll go over it. Hopefully, I haven't exceeded my minutes or have a few more minutes. It's over. Can you give the packets? You also have a packet for Irene. We'll give the packet to Dr. Parker. All right, if you open the packet, you'll see on the right-hand side, charitable guide. We're not going to talk about that right now because we're going to talk about it we can talk about it now. I'm going to do it the other way, but it's spicy to open it up. This tells you all about this very important foundation. It's going to be taking care of your money, our money, and the students' money. They're going to be in charge. Okay. Now, there's two documents under that. And this is a copy of the agreement. This is not signed because we went over on Monday and signed. And the signatures have to go through a process of their legal department. So we'll soon get a signed copy, which I'll give to the superintendent because we're asking you to keep it in your records. We're asking, hopefully this will be in the minutes because it's very important because it's, if ever the women's club 50 years from now doesn't exist, the foundation has the obligation to carry the purpose of the endowment, and the purpose is scholarships and several awards for students of San Ysidro School District. And they have an obligation, that means someone 50 years from now, maybe one or two of you might be around, but I'm not around. So they will contact you, or you'll have to contact them to say, this is what, the money will go to students through the districts, all right? So, the document, clearly, and what I just explained is explained, I think, at number 6, which is over here. And then the third page will be signing, it's not signed, but remember, this is the exact copy, except the dates will be different, of course. And then, the last 2 pages are the whereas statements. And then the program guidelines. This is the general guidelines. And remember, you need to know the different kinds of scholarships that the endowment handles. Our scholarship is restricted only to the purpose. Some scholarships have a lot of flexibility. We didn't put any flexibility. It's only to the students of San Ysidro and the high school, because your students go to the high school. No. All right, then there's another document here that shows this is the June document. This is showing you that you look down here at the graph. It says San Diego Foundation, SDF. Those are the actual 3%, 6.577, 10.9, 7.7, and the bottom figures is the benchmark. The benchmark looks at the other type of endowments, because there's lots of different types of endowments. There's colleges endowments, all kinds of endowments. And This particular endowment is our endowment. Our endowments in general. It showed that the endowments of the San Diego Foundation are really more than the best part of endowments. So you can take a look at that, and in the backside, you know, the big wigs of the San Diego Foundation. You may know some, I don't know, maybe you can try to win. Okay, that's, do you have any questions? We'll talk about the questions. If you have any questions, and if you would like, we can have one of the presenters from the foundation come and actually do a PowerPoint presentation. So you know as much about it as you know, you should know as the board members. Okay, on the other side, we have some, just to explain to you about what we do as incentive awards, awardees, okay. Number one, we have, that's the number one. Okay. I know, we have a trifold. A trifold. That's the, in your packet, the trifold will explain to you all about the Sunny City, but it's gonna give you the history, it'll tell you that we're a nonprofit, and all our donations are tax-free, and it tells you we have no paid staff, we're all volunteers, and we've been in existence since 1915. And as some of you were around, we had a parade 20 years ago. And it was very nice. We paraded around the city. In fact, the city closed many of the streets. We had a parade. That was a long time ago. Then the second page in your packet is the studies in the women's club history, a little bit of the history. Most of you know the history, but who knows, you know, if you file this packet, later on, other people could find out about us through the information you have there. All right, then we have page 3, or just so that you know that we give information to the core teachers of each of the middle schools. The core teachers have to think about who they're going to nominate for the award, and they have certain criteria. They have to have a grade point average, they have to have hopefully good attendance, hopefully good sportsmanship, hopefully all the good things, and nominate 2 students. And then there's the teacher nomination form, so you can know what it's about. That's number 4, the teacher nomination form. I've numbered mine for my people. If you have any questions, they have the answer here. And then number 6, we have the 8th grade award letter. It's telling each student, thank you for your good work. Thank you for doing a good job, and here's $100. The $100 is Grace's idea. Let's give it something that, you know, how many 8th graders have their own $100 bill? So that's been our tradition. Give them $100. Hopefully they'll spend it wisely, and hopefully understand that education can give you financially something. You can get some, it's good to be educated because it gives you some money, some life earnings. So it's just a way of helping them understand about, you need to file an application, just write an essay. This is what you're going to do in high school. All right, so number 6 is the 8th grade award letter. I've already talked about that. Number 7 is the Sunny City High School application. College application. Because our students go to the high school. So they have to fill out the application. There's criteria, there's a letter of recommendation, they have to have an essay, they have to show the transcript, they have to have community service, they have to have a lot of things. And we're hoping more and more students apply because we're trying to encourage students not to want to jump to the big colleges because it's very expensive. It's better to start out at local colleges. It's not, you know, it's good to start out and the lower level. I started out at junior college. It's not a disgrace to go to junior college. It's okay. You go to junior college, you get all your groundwork, and then you go to big universities, and then it's not as expensive, and you're better prepared to understand more about the college life. All right, then on number 7, no, now we're at number 8. Is scholarship application flyer. That's just a flyer that they give out to the students so they know what to expect. Kind of a little publicity that we come up with. And then we have the high school award letter. And I want to also comment that the high school award, certificates are made out of Miguel. He does a wonderful job. Every year he has to write about 30 from the elementary schools and about 20 from the high school. And we'll do it again in, May and June. And then at the very end, we have some high school autobiography and quotes. I took them out of some of the essays of the high school students. Some of them are very moving. You have time to read them. All right, now you have some questions. My presentation is at its end. Nothing more to say.
Wonderful, thank you for taking the time to share with us the detail, this effort is welcoming to the community. And I still have my daughter applying, and I didn't, because I didn't think about it, and so I think bringing the awareness and forums like this is so important, to just spread the word, we can all encourage parents and students that stand out. This is amazing, thank you so much for the work that you do, it's generational blessing.
We're doing to the heart. These ladies also taught here, that's why they're here. I worked here. I heard that one of our teachers was promoted to my old job, Mr. Borges. I heard you did a good job there. I remember when you applied for me, I said to you, are you good at math? And you said, yes. I said, we have a job for you right here at the high school, at the third school.
I'm gonna be college.
And then you became the principal, and now you're taking over the job that I had. Good for you. Congratulations. Okay. So if the board wants a in-depth presentation from the San Diego Foundation, we can do, just let me know and we can, I think it'd be a good thing for you to know. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. For the record, I will not comment during this part of of the agenda, but I will take my comments in a moment, and so will the rest of the board, I'm sure.
Can I say something?
Comments, and then we can share our comments, because I think that we are kind of restricted on the agenda. So now we'll move on to item 11, items from the board and superintendent.
I think she's
Rose.
We'll come back. Superintendent.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say thank you to Mrs. Rodriguez, Honey Rodriguez, for hosting us. Round of applause for Mrs. Rodriguez. I have to agree with Mrs. Sacolo. Willow Elementary School is one of my favorite schools. And maybe that might be controversial because we have all the schools are my favorite, but the reality is this school has a very special place in my heart. The reason is that a lot of the students here have issues that other students might not have. A lot of the students here have families that are transitionally homeless. A lot of students here worry about things that other students in other schools take for granted, some things that I take for granted. So I'm always mindful when I'm here how important the work all Willow staff's doing. Obviously, Ms. Rodriguez has been the leader of the school, but even before her, when Mr. Borges was here, the reality is that this school needs a lot of love, and I personally feel that whenever I'm here, it's always a blessing. So I just want to say thank you to Mr. Rodriguez. Thank you for hosting us. I love this school. I really do. It's a beautiful school. I want to give also a very special thank you to Seppi, who I saw maybe about 30 minutes ago, who actually was brave enough to climb the roof of this building. And actually, for those of you who don't know, going through that back door, there's a treacherous stairway that goes all the way up. And I did it only once. I was sweating when I got on top, but the staff does it all the time. And truth is that I really wanted to climb up the stairs to see what staff goes through. So I also want to thank Seppi. Another thing I want to say is definitely welcome our San Isidro Women's Club members here. Welcome always. And the truth is that this news about the endowment is not only significant news, it's news that's going to change the lives of many individuals, not just now, but 50 years from now, like Ms. De La Porta said. The other thing I wanted to let everybody know is a couple of meetings ago, we should be talking, but I wanted to see how we can incorporate and recreate the writers' team. And I know we have news on that, but I'd love to welcome the San Isidro Women's Club members to also collaborate with us on this issue. And that's something that we let it go for a couple of years, but this was something that was started, if I'm not mistaken, by Grace and Alice. So I'd love, as we reintroduce it, to have all of you collaborate with us on it and be there with us and dress up and, have tea, and that'll be great. The other thing I want to let everybody know is, obviously, I have admiration for all teachers, but I want to highlight Ms. Sacco and Mrs. Bermea, who are, Mrs. Rosario said, they're queens of the community, and I have to say you are, because dedicating 39 years of your life for this community and continue to do so after, in doing projects like this, and not just this, you've done, I see you everywhere. So I just want to say thank you to both of you for all your dedication. Thank you for being the queens of San Isidro and really just everything you do. I love you both. So I just want to let you know that. I think that's it. Oh, one thing I did want to add, I do appreciate the Smythe teachers who came to talk to us about the Mod Severe issue with the playground. We need to get that resolved, and that's just I'm one board member, but I'm giving direction from my end so we can see what we can do to resolve that issue. And I definitely appreciate you coming up here and bringing that to our attention. So thank you. I think that's all my notes from my end. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, we keep going. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for all of you for being present today. I don't know if Rudy's gonna like that my list is so long, but it must be all said. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. When I was coming in here from the parking lot, I kept hearing this amazing voice across the whole parking lot. Sí, mi amor, adiós, mi amor, te quiero, mi amor. With so much love, you said goodbye to students. You said hello to people, and so it's no wonder why you are really loved so much. And so we thank you for the time that you have been at the school. I feel that every principal who has led the school have given a great inspirational, just you will never be replaced. You are you. And so you leave a legacy at this school, all of you have been here. So it is a special food. The traffic is getting hectic even here. We might have to fly in from the district. So thank you to all your staff. We love everything that you do. Thank you. Let me start with, I attended the Mini Gabe last Saturday. Mini Gabe is chapter 65. At that conference, there's usually less than maybe 200 participants compared to 6,000, the California Bilingual Conference. And it's always very inspirational. The conferences were very motivating, and I had, I want to say, the honor to work with Mr. Ramos. We were given a task within 7 minutes to come up with a monument or as a pictograph of a writing that we had to write on a reflection as about a community or people who have inspired us. And we both went with our community, schools and working in this with children. And so when we had to transcribe our writing into a visual, they just gave us a bag with the greatest thing that would make at least my 5-year-old happy, all kinds of crafts and you've got 7 minutes to put it together. And so we were working like a team. And that's exactly how I feel that our district is always really looking for ways to contribute, to get better as educators, as leaders for our children. And I want to say that our children are lucky to have the people who dedicate their lives to working in our community. And it was powerful. So I loved it. We took lots of pictures and sent them. So yeah, I'm sure you have it. Then I was very, very fortunate and honored to be invited to the Women's Club meeting. And I know I've been saying for years, I'm going to join, but oh my gosh, I keep looking at my calendar and say, well, when, what time, but I will find a way. These women, and they represent a group of many, many women who have dedicated their lives to our children. And what you do it out of the goodness of your heart. And the scholarship that you give to children, I remember getting a scholarship from Garfield High School, it was $50 back in 1977. That was a lot of money for me. And I remember I was asked to get up and give a speech. And I was always a very quiet, nervous girl. And when I got up, my chair fell and it broke the ice. And I thought, okay, I can do this. But I remember when I got that first scholarship, I thought, somebody cared enough to give me money so I could buy a book. Little did I know my books were going to be extremely expensive. But, you know, that's just the reality. And I know many of you here have your students starting college. I know Nathaniel, a kindergarten student, starting his first year in San Diego State. And it really means a lot because it validates them as a student. That what they did as a student to move forward and really want to learn, that is important. So I thank each and every one of you and the rest of your group, because it's not easy. I know the San Diego Foundation, they don't easily give out money. So when they do, it's because they really know that it's for an extraordinary cause. So I know that it will be really very important for us to have them come and, you know, give a more detailed, you know, presentation, like you said, so we can understand how this endowment will work 50, 70 years from now. Because I think that it is important that we continue and that we look at the writing of our students. In order for them to be able to write these essays, they need to start at kindergarten or even younger. And at that age, maybe some teachers may say, but my kids can't write it, but they can draw. And a picture tells 1,000 words. So we start with drawings and they can draw, like when I grow up, I'm going to be, you know, what they want to be. So I think that that's very important. And it would be probably nice without names to publish some of those essays so that we can see these stories. These are stories from our kids telling us why they should receive this support. And their stories are stories that many of our kids have lived and will live. And even they may feel, I can't tell that part of my life, that I was extremely poor, that I didn't have enough food on the table. They might not give it to me. Yes, of course. We want you to have that scholarship because your story is important because you went through and survived and you said, I'm not going to let this stop me. So that's the message you're telling all these recipients. Don't stop believing in yourself because we believe in you. So keep believing and then come back and giving back. That is the most beautiful reward that we could receive in this community. And I know we have a lot of teachers that were students here in San Francisco. And so that's really, really powerful. So I thank you and thank you for all the work that you do, for everything that Grace has done over the years. When I look at our district, because we're small, but we are actually the only district who probably does not have a school named after a person. I know that's mine, I did some research, there was a man named, he's mine a million years ago, but we really don't know his contribution to why. But I know that Chula Vista has a lot of schools named after individuals who have had a great impact in community. So I know that it's still in the course for future maybe, but I know we're going to grow. At some point, we're going to have to see another school, maybe 5 more schools. So I know that her legacy will live in some way because it's time that our district also names a school after a person who dedicated themselves, their views, their vision of with a lot of other people for this community and our kids. And last, I'm not gonna talk a lot about it because this is the guy who has the story with this, but today was one of the most amazing days that I want to say as a board member. Going to Sunset, and Sunset was one of my schools for 12 years. And watching the ceremony for the mural that was painted today at the basketball courts by the artist Nestor Mondragon and all the team of AT&T volunteers, and there's a lot of other people that I know Rudy can cover, who spent all morning painting the most amazing mural that reflected conversations that were held with children. So here again, we have another situation where children know they are being validated, an opportunity for them to say, this is important for me and I want to see this in a mural. It is beautiful. When it's club, you have to go see it. It was nice. It's beautiful. It was a beautiful day, and the artist just went right in there and started, painting himself. And I'm an artist myself. I love to draw. I couldn't resist asking for the brush so I can paint. Just, my knees are bad, but today, God, thank you. I was able to get down and be able to get up with help. But anyhow, it was just wonderful. So I want to wish everybody, this is a month. It should always be the whole year, but to feel grateful, and I feel grateful to sit here as a board member. I really never, when I taught here for almost 40 years, I never really envisioned this 40 years ago, but I sure did the last 10 years. When in my last 10 years as a teacher, this was on my bucket list that I wanted to do this. Because I really like to advocate for the critical people. I'm not saying that the rest of you are not, who are essential, but those teachers in the classroom, day in and day out. And I know when we're working through construction, we went through the renovation, and that was my complaint. Why can't they do it when we're gone? Or why can't they come on the weekends? Or why can't they, during the next break we have? Because the kids, it does disturb it. It's really annoying, the hammering, and I know I did get like a few teachers call me yesterday, it's driving us insane and the kids too. And I know it's hard, like how do we, and now that it's daylight savings, 4:30, it's already dark, so the workers, are they gonna be able to see where they're putting all that together? I would think that would be really, really challenging, but we do need to do something, and I hope that we can come to some ideas that will be helpful and thank you for speaking up for the children. Advocating for the children is very, very important, so I thank you for coming in. So being grateful, Thanksgiving, and just really saying thank you to each and every one of you. And tomorrow we celebrate Veterans Day, and also to all our veterans for everything that they do for our country. I'm married to a veteran, and I know the importance to be supported. It's not easy to serve your country, but it sure is easy to say thank you and not to forget. I thank all of you.
Normally I wouldn't say anything, but since we're the only thing between you and a 3-day weekend, I'm gonna use all my time today. So to begin with, I want to disagree with a statement that Alice made about in 50 years, we're gonna have to remind the San Diego Foundation about the legacy of the Women's Club. If anybody can keep your legacy alive, I think it's your group. Somebody has worked with the San Diego Foundation before, and they created the San Diego Foundation. And that group was a group of people that were just here for a moment, and then they left, and they left with the foundation. Unfortunately, they registered that name, so now when we try to revive the San Diego Foundation, that's not available. I believe a rear admiral once sailed into San Diego, tried to do something too, and he sailed right back up. And again, he didn't leave the lasting legacy that I believe you ladies will. So I thank you for that. You mentioned Mr. Smythe, and I think we've mentioned the writing club before. When I worked with the city of National City, we worked with the school district, and we did a essay writing competition. And the topic was, who is your school named after? So it was some names like that people didn't know, or different buildings in National City. We had a Granger and Kimball and names like that. Smythe and Meyer were two of the gentlemen that were founding fathers of San Isidro. Maybe we can assign that to the kids as part of the writing club group. I'm gonna change the order of the other two things I was gonna speak about tonight, because I think the revised sketches we should finish with. I was reminded as I was driving here, about the recent months, that we've been battling the Tijuana River. It's gotten pretty bad, and I was reminded it as we came in. And I just wanted to let you know that, I've spoken personally about advocacy before, and advocacy doesn't just mean going to our state and federal, legislators and ask them about school funding and resources for the schools. We're gonna kick off community schools, and it's, wraparound services, so that includes their quality of life when they leave our schools. And this issue with the Tijuana River Valley has really become, it has actually become mainstream now. We want to let you know that we are working on, there's a coalition of local leaders. It's a bi-national issue, so therefore it's a federal issue, but we have local leaders that are working on it. We just had a meeting last night, of all places in Coronado, but at least the people who came out and spoke to the public. It's a group that includes Congressman Peters, something in Alvarez, Supervisor Vargas, Mayor Deary from Trail Beach, and Councilmember Moreno. We were advised that there is some money. Unfortunately, the immediate fix that they're waiting on is going to take 9 to 12 months, which is too immediate. And then we've also got an El Nino rainy season in the mix, which we don't know how that might back the project. But I want you to know that there are people at the local level that are trying to work on this on behalf of our kids and their families. Lastly, revive agenda. Today was a very fun morning. AT&T reached out to us about a month ago and said they're working on a bi-national effort. They are celebrating the 200 years of U.S. and Mexico cooperation. AT&T just happens to be one of those corporations that actually has entities on both sides of the border. They have AT&T, which is AT&T, and then they have AT&T Mini. So they had 40 or 50 volunteers come out today from both sides of the border. They work with an organization based in Sacramento called City Year, who are like kind of the leaders of the project. And they have a nonprofit organization based in Mexico City called Blue Women and Pink Men. And it's just what it might sound like. It is a gender neutral, letting kids meet kids without any regard for their gender identity. They also partnered with the U.S. Consulate in Tijuana, who helped get all the materials across the border. Comex Mexico, that's a paint company in Mexico. They donated all the material. Of course, they're red tape, so the consulate in Tijuana helped get that material across the border. Nestor Mondragon, who is a well-known muralist in Tijuana, he came maybe 3 weeks ago and had a group of kids work with him. It was just over 30 kids. They gave him some ideas of what they wanted to see. They threw out that their mascot was a lion. They did some sketches for him, and he took all that input from them and he created a mural that if you go to Sunset now, you will see. I'm sure it will come out on our social media soon. But it was a great event. Again, it was a bi-national effort. The kids really loved it. There was a spur of the moment when the volunteers were having lunch. The kids are coming back in from recess. As the kids went by, they gave them a round of applause to all the people that were working on it. It was really great to see that. I want to thank Dr. Iniguez and all his staff for the prep work and the work he did today. I know Mr. Gutierrez hasn't been feeling well, but him and his staff and his students did a really great job in the past few weeks in setting this up. I want Connie to know that Willow was a close second. A close second. I believe Dr. Bravo had actually initially told AT&T she would like it on her site. But we heard Smythe was having some issues with playgrounds. So Smythe and Mirada were not selected because they are having a full blacktop renewal. So the renewal would have lasted a week before we'd have to probably tear it up. But the good thing is AT&T had such a good time that it looks like we might be able to do one of those courts at every school. So They said they've been having trouble finding partners, we just said, you can come and do one at every school site, and they pretty much agreed. So we're gonna be working with them in the future on that. And then again, Assemblymember Alvarez came down and made some comments. And I just wanna highlight that because this, Monday, the Assembly Speaker, appointed Assemblymember Alvarez to the State Allocation Board, which kind of sounds like, yeah, whatever. But the State Allocation Board is the entity that assigns funding to school facilities. And I think we might have some school facilities coming in. So I'm pleased to say that I think we can count on him for future projects. Thank you.
I think that's the most I've heard Rudy come all year. Ms. Lopez? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, thank Connie for hosting us. She's onto a new road, a new path. Wish her a lot of luck. And I know she'll fit in and be able to bring new ideas and help us in our district. Also, I want to thank the Women's Club. I've been a member. As a matter of fact, the first time that I became a women's member was when one of our, Joyce Hettich, was a history teacher at Sunset School, fifth grade teacher. And I remember becoming a member because she called me that she wanted her students to become members of the Women's Club. She was a bright lady who had a lot of knowledge of history of San Ysidro, and she was always fighting with the city because the city always left San Ysidro out of a lot of things. She would always stand up and fight for San Ysidro. As a matter of fact, she gave a lot of history of San Ysidro to the city of San Diego, and they kept her pictures of the history of San Ysidro. But anyway, I became a member because of her, and after that, I remained. And now Grace Kojima is the one that started the Teddy Bear Drive and also started the Writer's Tea years back when she was superintendent, and Alice was also assistant superintendent of human resources. So I worked with Alice a lot, and now to see what they've done with the Women's Club, it's beautiful. And to see how many of our members were teachers, and our teachers, some of them retired, but they still come back, they donate to whatever events we have. And then as you see, Martha and Jacobo and Gloria Brumea are other teachers just like Zenaida. Many years in San Ysidro, a lot of good teachers that have a lot of heart for our kids and continue to bring back good wishes and good help around in our community. That's very important. But I also want to encourage teachers on this scholarship writing or recommending a student. I know that not all students are A students, but maybe there may be something that our kids have that you haven't noticed. And I think that's real important when you give your input on a child you know can succeed and can. So I think it's real important in our community, especially whether it's low-income families, but you know our kids are not really poor in knowing and wanting to learn and have more knowledge. And I think this is a great step that the Women's Club has always done and has provided for our children. And I want to commend them because it's a lot of work. It's not easy. It's been a lot of work for all of them. Giving their time, being there for the meetings, giving their opinion and going out. So I want to thank them for everything that they do for our community. I think it's real important. And I wanted to say that Willow has a very special place for me because when I first was hired in the food service department, I became a health clerk at Willow School with preschool and elementary. And it has a lot of good memories. Willow does. And I think that there's a lot of history there that we need to keep. And if you go to the library, our library has a beautiful pictures that has been donated by the San Ysidro, Friends of San Ysidro, who bring a lot of history that I think is real important for our kids to understand what San Ysidro was like and is now. But that history is there to let you know how it started. And I think that's one project that we've been wanting to start, to bring history back to our community, to our kids. I think it's real important that they know what San Ysidro was, where they're coming from, where their grandparents came from. It's real important. But also, I know it's a lot of work. So I want to thank everybody for being here. And I want to especially give my thanks to the teachers who came to speak, because special ed has a special place for me. And I think that when you come and speak and tell us, yeah, we don't know what's really going on in a classroom. We don't really, unless you're a professional like Zenaida. But I think that when you come and tell us, it's something that we can work with and understand and also help you. That's the most important thing. So I want to commend you and thank you, because it's real important that you bring us what you feel, what you think we need, and we need to listen and work together to make it a better place for our kids. They're the future, and we need to commend them on that and help them in any way we can. So I want to thank you for coming to speak to us about this. And we're going to have to work together to find a way of helping our kids to feel safe and to feel comfortable being in a classroom and being able to go outside and be outside and with their friends. I think that's real important. So I also want to thank everybody that's been involved in trying to bring these new playgrounds to our school sites. We've been waiting for this for a long time, especially Maryland. Thank you for all the work that you've done to give us this opportunity to spend money on things that our kids and our community really needs. And I know that you're blessed right now with a lot of hard work. I know that we want you to take care of yourself, because we need you to continue healthy and working with our community and our district. And that's all I have to say. Wish you a happy Veterans Day tomorrow. Very important to bring peace all over the world by having love and faith and bringing peace to other people and other countries. And also want to say we have a long road to go through, but we can do it. We've gone this far, we can do even more. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. Again, I don't want to echo everything you've already said, but I do want to first give exponential thanks to everyone that makes this community move, because it really does take everybody. And as we head into an election year, you know, there's thoughts in my mind that we don't lose sight of the needs of our kids, that we don't lose sight of their potential, lose sight of where they're going. And in an ever expense increasing world, these scholarships are a game changer. You know, a few $100s here, a few $100s there could be decision-making factors for families and for children, and where their lives and careers are headed. Some children choose to go vocational. My son did vocational. My daughter wants to go to university. He said, "Mom, I'm not cut out for university life." I said, "That's fine. You find your path and you carve it." Because everybody in your community carves their own path. And all paths lead to the success of the community, to families, to growth. And it's a very, very exciting time. We're voting today on some construction reprioritizations, and we've really been really considering how everything is important. When everything's a priority, it's very difficult to prioritize. And you know, there's a fear in my mind of we don't want any one group to feel that they're not a priority. But there's only so much money in our GoFund fund, so we have to allocate that. I'm sure Senate Speaker still feels like that every year when it comes to who do we pick for scholarships, and I bet you just feel like, oh God, I wish I could just give to every single applicant because they are all worthy. But this is a big year for San Ysidro in many different spectrums, and it's a blessing to be a blessing. And wow, San Ysidro Women's Club has really proven their longevity, because like Mr. Lopez said, Handicap Foundation doesn't partner with just anybody. They're looking for those that are staples in the community, people and organizations that they know are here to stay. So it really is it speaks volumes about your presence here in San Ysidro. So I know I've been telling Ms. Jacobo, and I started the other day, I want to talk about this club, and I've been saying it, I think, for 7 years. It's just, And there's a part I think of all of it that says, well, what can I bring to the table? What is it, how can I contribute? But I'm sure that when there's a will, there's a way, so, even if it's just to be, a minion and a flunky, I'll do it, so, whatever it is you all need, but, it's an exciting time for San Isidro, please be blessed, be healthy, take your vitamin C, let's get through these holidays, because it'll be gone in a flash, so, thank you for hosting us. Willow, we love seeing Connie, talk to me Willow, but I still look at Mr. Borges. And you're right, I do. You're like merging together, so. But it's always a blessing. And Willow has had its challenges over this last year. There's been a lot of safety challenges that are extraordinary and out of the norm, and not out of the norm in a lot of ways. Where Willow is positioned is an area that unfortunately, sometimes has its unique risks, but we hope and pray with our feedback and safety needs that we just continue to build on the needs of safety. And again, those are things that we were taking into consideration when doing the reprioritization plan of the allocation of the GO bond funds. It's what can we do to beef up safety and security for Willow? So those are things that we have data collected and chewed on for several hours and many hours, but you all are the ones doing all the hard work. But we thank you so much for being here tonight.
Well, I also want to thank Willow for hosting us, Connie. It's a happy and sad day for you, I think, because it's your last board meeting here at Willow as the principal. So I want to say thank you so much for taking such good care of Willow these past few years. And I also want to congratulate you to begin your new position as coordinator on November 27th. One of the things that our district does best compared to anybody in the state of California is we absolutely bring the joy of learning to our students. And last week, the Halloween festivities and the Dia de los Muertos festivities, including here at Willow and at Ocean View Hills, Ocean View Hills and Sims, Mr. Borges, all just phenomenal. So I want to say thank you to all of the educators in the room, to everybody who worked so hard. It was an amazing day of festivities, and I think we carried it about 3 days straight because I was at a lot of your schools. Such happy children and families. Thank you for doing that for our children and for our community. The mini cabe, Miss Rosario never misses it. How many years you've been attending mini cabe, and I just want to say thank you for your commitment to the binational efforts, to bilingualism, to dual immersion programs, to embracing the speaking of more than one language. And I just want to say thank you so much for always attending. And Mr. Ramos, I think you were there too. I saw you in a photo. Thank you. Mr. Ramos. The renowned Mexican artist who showed up today, Nestor Mondragon, to help bring the imagination, as Christina calls it, of the children of artists that he worked with from Sunset was magical. He truly embraced the artwork of about 30 students. Oh, there it is. Thank you. And he imagined their photos that they had drawn, and he turned those photos into this beautiful mural on the basketball court at Sunset. So first I want to thank Mr. Lopez, our board member. Thank you for that partnership with AT&T. As much as it was great to see the 50 volunteers come, I really enjoyed seeing the children today. So it was wonderful to see what they were thinking about their futures come alive on the blacktop.
And Mr. Bursiaga, he's not here this evening, he's celebrating a birthday of a family member. He was such a great host. So to Sunset for hosting and for everybody who put the hard work into this beautiful mural. Thank you so much. The next one, we've got some athletes in the house at Libya. And I know we're not there tonight, but the baseball team made the playoffs. Recognize them. And the cross country team, one of our 7th graders made the top 10 in the entire Sweetwater League. Cross country. So proud of that. Miss Pally and Miss Flores, you waited so long. Thank you for being gracious and for your kind comments to support the needs of your children and the students that you serve. You spoke with such compassion and heart for the children, and to see that you brought your daughter to the board meeting and gave her a chair while you spoke really tells me how much you love children. So to both of you, thank you. I gave Dr. Iniguez, we have your list. So if you'll just work with Dr. Iniguez on the supplies that you're thinking of, so we can order them. And you can't see Miss Marilyn, but she's behind the Zoom, behind Miss Irene. We just can't see her right now because she's not a board member, so but she's back this evening and she's zooming in. So I'm sure she will help you. I know she heard you. So the two together, just contact them. And thank you for advocating for your children. Mr. Borges, I wanted to share, today's a sad day and a happy day for you as well. Because today was your last day at San Isidro Middle School as principal, and your last day in the district of how many years as principal in multiple schools, quite successfully, because on Monday, you become our director of HR. Not enough of you for all the places we meet you. So we want to say congratulations, felicidades. Thank you for joining the team of leaders at the district. We're so blessed to have you in our community.
Thank you.
And to the one sitting next to you, who will serve as acting principal, Ms. Maylene Ruiz. Thank you for stepping up and making sure that Sims is okay. We really appreciate it. And to the happy one in the room who's up now for HR 3 times. Whose wife is sure to be mad at me. Because he's helping us here doing the honeydew list at home. Mr. Heath, 3 times of something. Really hard come back so many times to help us. Mr. Heath's last day is Friday. It's with us. So there's always a new year. You tell Becky we said that's his fun. And then let me see, I'm almost done. We wanted to warmly welcome back the kind of thank gosh for Zoom. What a blessing. We warmly welcome back our board member and our board vice president, Irene Lopez, and I want to give her a clap. She looks so cool with her head. And behind her, we can't see you, but Miss Marilyn, I know you can. Welcome back. Miss Irene, did you want to say hi?
Yeah,
You're very modern there, progressive.
I can't comb my hair the way I want to. It's okay.
And then finally, my final comments to the veterans in the room. I have my father and my father-in-law are both Marines.
My husband was once a Navy individual, and he's now a veteran. So I say to all of you who have served and the families who live this life, thank you for protecting our country. And happy Veterans Day for tomorrow. And then finally, if we all don't see you, happy Thanksgiving in a few weeks.
Thank you. At this time, we'll go ahead and move into our general administration, the fun stuff. So item 12.1 minutes, approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of September 7th, 2023.
So moved.
Mr. Martinez makes the motion.
I seconded.
Ms. Rosario did the first second. Sorry, Ms. Lopez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0. Item 12.2, organizational meeting approved Monday, December 11th, 2023, 5 p.m. in the multicultural complex at San Isidro Middle School as the date, time, and place for the annual organizational meeting of the governing board for education code 35143.
So moved.
Mr. Martinez makes the motion. I'll second. Sorry, Ms. Lopez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Rosario?
Sorry,
Vote passes 5-0. Item 12.3, 2024 CSBA delegate assembly nominations.
Madam President, I'll make the motion with the following nominations. Maria Bedford Castaneda from National, Stacy Carlson from San Marcos, Eleanor Evans from Oceanside, Eddie Jones from Fallbrook, Julie Kelly from Vista, Ruby Lopez from San Isidro, Don Perfect from Ramona, and Marvis Rich from Encinitas.
Right, I'll second that. Any other comments on this one? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Vote passes 5-0. Item 12.4, construction projects reprioritization plan.
So moved.
Mr. Lopez makes the motion.
Second.
Mr. Martinez makes the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0. 12.5, first reading and adoption of revised board policy and exhibit 0000 series.
So moved.
Mr. Martinez makes the motion, Ms. Rosario second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0. 12.6, first reading and adoption of the revised board policies, administrative regulations, and exhibits 1000 series.
So moved.
Mr. Martinez makes the motion.
I seconded.
Ms. Lopez makes the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0. Item 12.7, first reading and adoption of revised board policy, administrative regulations, and exhibits 4000 series. Mr. Martinez makes the motion.
Second.
I
Ms.
second.
Rosario. All those in favor?
Aye.
Mike, vote passes 5-0. Item 12.8, first reading and adoption of revised board policies, administrative regulations, and exhibits 5000 series. Mr. Martinez makes the motion. I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0. First reading and adoption of the new and revised board policies and administrative regulations 6000 series. I'll make the motion.
I make the motion.
Mr. Martinez makes the second. Sorry, Ms. Lopez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Vote passes 5-0. First reading and adoption of revised administrative regulation 7000 series. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Ms. Rosario seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Lopez?
Yes, I'm sorry. Aye.
No problem. I can tell you were reading. Reading. Vote passes 5-0. 12.11, first reading and adoption of revised board bylaws 9000 series. I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Mr. Martinez made the second first. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Vote passes 5-0. Did I hear you, Mr. Sonic?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. 12.12, adopt resolution number 23/24-0018, amending the district conflict of interest code.
So moved.
Mr. Martinez makes the motion,
Seconded.
and Mr. Lopez seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0. And 12.13, resolution number 23/24-0016, designating staff to sign contract documents and continued funding application for the preschool and child development program for fiscal year 2024 and 25.
Makes motion.
Ms. Rosario makes the motion, Mr. Martinez makes the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0. Item 12.14, resolution number 23/24-0017, authorizing the issuance of San Diego School District, San Diego County, California, 2023 general obligation refunding bonds, Series A, in one or more series, in a principal amount not to exceed 45 million, and approving certain other matters related thereto.
Second.
Mr. Martinez makes the motion, Mr. Lopez makes the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0. 12.15, approve revised substitute salary schedule regarding substitute classified pay rates. I'll make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Martinez makes the second. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0. Item 12.16, agreement with professional services between San Diego School District and Cindy Frazee. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Ms. Rosario makes the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Vote passes 5-0. 12.17, resolution number 23/24-0019, in support of applications for eligibility, determination, and funding and designation of authorized district representatives. I'll make the motion.
I second it.
Ms. Lopez makes the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, vote passes 5-0. Item 13, consent calendar, all items appearing are adopted by one single motion. There will be no discussion of these items prior to consideration of the motion, unless a member of the board or superintendent requests that any consent item be removed from the consent calendar and voted on separately.
So moved.
Mr. Martinez makes a motion.
I second it.
Ms. Rosario makes a second. Any pulls or?
Aye.
Oh, yeah, and just a reminder, we've already pulled 13.84 at the beginning of the meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, vote passes 5-0. This time I'd like to make a motion to adjourn at 7:36 p.m.
Second.
Mr. Martinez second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote passes. We are now adjourned.